Right now, as you're watching this, there's a woman in your life who's been sending you signals that you might be completely missing. She could be your coworker who lingers just a little too long during conversations, the barista who remembers your order perfectly every single time, or that friend who always seems to find reasons to text you late at night. The brutal truth is that most men are walking around completely blind to the subtle language of female attraction, missing opportunities that are literally being handed to them on a silver platter. But here's what separates the men who get it from those who don't: understanding that women communicate interest in ways that are far more sophisticated and nuanced than the direct approach most men use. What I'm about to share with you today isn't some pickup artist nonsense or manipulative tricks. This is based on decades of research in evolutionary psychology, behavioral science, and the wisdom of masters like Robert Greene, who wrote The Art of Seduction, and David Deida, who decoded the mysteries of masculine and feminine energy. These are the subtle signs that reveal a woman's true feelings, signs that bypass her logical mind and come straight from her subconscious attraction mechanisms. By the end of this video, you'll have a completely different understanding of how women really communicate interest, and more importantly, you'll never miss these signals again. The first thing you need to understand is that when a woman is attracted to you, her body starts speaking a language that her mind might not even be aware of. This isn't conscious behavior. It's hardwired into millions of years of evolutionary programming. Dr. Helen Fisher, one of the world's leading experts on romantic love, has documented how attraction triggers specific neurochemical responses that manifest in observable behaviors. When a woman feels that spark of interest, her body begins what researchers call preening behaviors, unconscious actions designed to make herself more attractive to you. Watch for the way she touches her hair when you're talking. This isn't just nervous fidgeting, it's one of the most primal female attraction displays. When she slowly runs her fingers through her hair, twirls a strand around her finger, or gently pushes it behind her ear while maintaining eye contact, her subconscious is literally trying to draw your attention to one of her most feminine features. Hair has been a symbol of female beauty and fertility across every culture in human history, and when she's playing with it in your presence, she's unconsciously advertising her femininity to you. But it goes deeper than hair touching. Notice how she positions her body when you're near. A woman who's interested will unconsciously angle her torso toward you, even when she's supposedly focused on something else. This is called fronting in body language research, and it's one of the most reliable indicators of genuine interest. She might be talking to someone else, but if her body is turned toward you, if her feet are pointing in your direction, her subconscious is telling you exactly where her attention really is. The master of understanding these subtle dynamics, Mystery, whose real name is Erich von Markovik, built his entire approach around reading these microsignals. He taught that women are constantly broadcasting their level of interest through what he called indicators of interest, or IOIs. But here's where most men get it wrong. They're looking for obvious signs like direct compliments or physical touch, when the real signals are far more subtle and actually more reliable. One of the most powerful signs is something I call proximity-seeking behavior. When a woman is attracted to you, she'll find excuses to be in your physical space. She might sit closer to you than necessary during meetings, stand near you at social gatherings, or create opportunities to accidentally bump into you. This isn't coincidence. It's her subconscious trying to create opportunities for connection. Researchers have found that when we're attracted to someone, we naturally want to decrease the physical distance between us and them. It's called the proximity effect, and it's one of the most fundamental principles of human attraction. Pay attention to how she responds to your presence in her space. Does she move away when you get close, or does she seem comfortable, even leaning in slightly? When you're standing next to her, does she create more space, or does she seem to relax into the closeness? A woman who's attracted to you won't just tolerate your proximity, she'll subtly encourage it. She might not even realize she's doing it, but her body will naturally orient itself to create more opportunities for closeness. Now, let's talk about something that most men completely misunderstand: the power of eye contact and what it really means when a woman looks at you. David Deida, in his groundbreaking work, The Way of the Superior Man, talks about how eye contact between masculine and feminine energies creates an electric connection that goes far beyond mere visual contact. When a woman is attracted to you, her eye contact will have a completely different quality than her normal social interactions. First, there's duration. She'll hold your gaze longer than socially necessary. In normal conversations, people make eye contact for about 30 to 60% of the time, but when attraction is present, this increases significantly. She might catch your eye across a room and hold it for just a beat longer than comfortable, creating that moment of tension that makes your heart skip. This extended eye contact isn't accidental. It's her way of creating intimacy without words. But it's not just about how long she looks at you. It's about the quality of that look. When a woman is attracted, her pupils will dilate slightly, an involuntary response to arousal and interest that she can't fake or control. Her gaze might seem more intense, more focused, as if she's trying to see into your soul. Sometimes, you'll catch her looking at you when she thinks you're not paying attention, and when your eyes meet, instead of looking away immediately like most people do, she'll smile slightly or give you a look that seems to say, "You caught me." Robert Greene, in The Art of Seduction, writes extensively about the power of the seductive gaze and how it creates an irresistible pull between two people. He describes how Cleopatra and other great seductresses throughout history used eye contact not just to communicate interest, but to create an almost hypnotic connection that drew their targets deeper into their web of attraction. When a modern woman uses this same power, often without even realizing it, the effect is just as potent. The way she smiles at you is another crucial indicator that most men either miss entirely or misinterpret. There's a world of difference between a polite social smile and a genuine smile of attraction. Researchers have identified what's called the Duchenne smile, a genuine smile that involves not just the mouth, but the entire face, particularly the eyes. When a woman gives you this type of smile, it's one of the strongest indicators of genuine positive feelings. But there's an even more subtle smile that reveals attraction. The slight, almost mysterious smile that seems to suggest she knows something you don't. This is what some researchers call the Mona Lisa smile, that enigmatic expression that seems to invite you to come closer and discover her secrets. When a woman looks at you with this type of smile, especially if it's accompanied by slightly lowered eyelids, she's unconsciously inviting you into her world of feminine mystery. Watch for the smile that appears when she first sees you, before her conscious mind has time to control her expression. This initial reaction is pure and unfiltered. If her face lights up when she spots you, if there's genuine happiness in that spontaneous smile, her subconscious is telling you exactly how she feels about your presence in her life. Conversely, if she has to work to produce a smile when she sees you, or if the smile seems forced and doesn't reach her eyes, that's equally telling information. Let's dive into something that will completely change how you understand female communication: the subtle art of verbal indicators of interest. Women don't communicate attraction the same way men do. While a man might directly compliment a woman's appearance or make his interest obvious, women tend to communicate through what researchers call covert communication, messages that are embedded within seemingly casual conversation. Listen for the way she says your name. When a woman is attracted to you, she'll use your name more frequently in conversation, and there will be a different quality to how she says it. It might be softer, more intimate, or she might draw it out slightly. Psychologists have found that we naturally speak our romantic interests' names differently than we speak other people's names. There's often a subtle musicality, a gentleness that reveals the speaker's feelings. Pay attention to personal questions that go beyond normal social chit-chat. When she asks about your childhood, your dreams, your fears, or your past relationships, she's not just making conversation. She's trying to understand you on a deeper level, which is something we only do with people who matter to us. If she remembers details from previous conversations and brings them up later, that's another powerful sign. It means you've been on her mind enough for those details to stick. One of the most overlooked verbal indicators is something I call future projection. Listen for the way she talks about future events. Does she include you in her mental picture of upcoming activities? Does she say things like, "We should try that new restaurant," or "You would love this movie I want to see"? When a woman starts unconsciously including you in her future plans, even in small ways, it reveals that she's thinking about you as more than just a casual acquaintance. The master pickup artist Neil Strauss, in his book The Game, wrote about the importance of reading between the lines of female communication. He discovered that women often communicate their interest through stories and seemingly unrelated comments. She might tell you about a friend's relationship drama, but the real message is about what she values in a romantic partner. She might mention how she's been thinking about trying new things or making changes in her life. This could be her way of signaling that she's open to new possibilities, including with you. Now let's explore something that will revolutionize your understanding of attraction: the role of emotional investment and how it manifests in a woman's behavior. When a woman is developing feelings for you, she begins to emotionally invest in your life in ways that go far beyond normal friendship or professional relationships. This investment shows up in subtle but unmistakable ways. Notice how she responds to your problems and challenges. A woman who's attracted to you won't just offer surface-level sympathy, she'll become genuinely concerned about your well-being. She might offer specific advice, check in on you later to see how things went, or even take action to help you solve your problems. This level of care and investment doesn't happen casually. It's a sign that your happiness and success have become important to her on a personal level. Watch for signs that she's been thinking about you when you're not together. She might send you articles or memes that she thought you'd find interesting, recommend books or movies based on your conversations, or bring you small gifts or treats just because. These gestures might seem insignificant, but they reveal that you've been occupying mental real estate in her mind. When someone is attracted to you, you naturally become part of their internal dialogue throughout the day. The Stoic philosophers, particularly Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, taught about the importance of observing human behavior without emotional attachment, seeing things as they truly are, rather than as we wish them to be. This same principle applies to reading attraction signals. You need to observe her behavior with clear eyes, without projecting your own desires onto her actions or seeing signs that aren't really there. One of the most reliable indicators of genuine attraction is consistency over time. A woman who's truly interested will show multiple signs across different contexts and situations. Her interest won't be dependent on her mood, the social setting, or external circumstances. If she's consistently seeking your company, consistently engaging with you on a deeper level, and consistently showing signs of physical and emotional attraction, then you're dealing with genuine interest rather than mere politeness or temporary circumstances. But here's something crucial that most dating advice completely ignores: the difference between attraction and availability. A woman can be attracted to you while still being unavailable for various reasons. She might be in a relationship, focused on her career, dealing with personal issues, or simply not ready for romance. Learning to read these signs of attraction is valuable, but it's equally important to respect her boundaries and circumstances. The ancient Stoics understood that we cannot control other people's feelings or actions. We can only control our own responses. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about accepting what we cannot change while taking responsibility for what we can control. In the context of reading attraction signals, this means observing and understanding without becoming attached to specific outcomes or trying to force situations that aren't naturally developing. Let's talk about something that separates novices from masters in the realm of understanding attraction: reading the energy and atmosphere she creates around you. Energy is something that goes beyond specific behaviors or words. It's the overall feeling and vibe that exists between two people. When a woman is attracted to you, she creates what researchers call a positive emotional field around your interactions. You'll notice that conversations flow more easily when she's attracted to you. There's less awkward silence, more natural laughter, and a feeling of connection that seems to happen effortlessly. She becomes more animated and expressive in your presence. Her voice might become slightly higher or softer, and she'll seem more energized and alive when you're together. This isn't something she's consciously doing. It's a natural response to the excitement and positive emotions that attraction creates. Pay attention to how she responds to your humor and personality. When a woman is attracted to you, she'll laugh more readily at your jokes, even the ones that aren't particularly funny. She'll seem more receptive to your stories, more interested in your opinions, and more forgiving of your quirks and imperfections. This isn't fake or manipulative behavior. It's the natural result of the positive emotional state that attraction creates. The energy dynamic also shows up in how she challenges you. Contrary to what many men believe, a woman who's attracted to you will often tease you, challenge your opinions, or engage in playful arguments. This isn't a sign of disinterest. It's actually a sign of comfort and attraction. She feels safe enough with you to show her real personality, and she's testing to see how you handle her energy and whether you can match her wit and intelligence. Robert Greene writes about this dynamic in The Art of Seduction, explaining how the greatest seductresses throughout history knew how to create emotional intensity through a mixture of warmth and challenge, availability and mystery. When a modern woman engages in this type of playful, challenging behavior, she's unconsciously following the same patterns that have created attraction between men and women for thousands of years. Now, let's explore something that most men completely miss: the way a woman's priorities and behavior patterns shift when she's attracted to you. When a woman develops feelings for someone, that person begins to take up more space in her decision-making process, her schedule, and her emotional energy. These shifts are subtle but extremely telling. Notice how available she makes herself for you. A woman who's attracted will find ways to create opportunities to spend time with you, even when her schedule seems packed. She might stay late at work when you're working late, suggest grabbing coffee before meetings, or find reasons to extend conversations that should have ended naturally. This availability isn't just about having free time, it's about prioritizing your company over other options. Watch for changes in her communication patterns. She might start texting you more frequently, responding to your messages more quickly, or initiating conversations more often. The tone of her messages might become warmer, more personal, or include more emoticons and playful language. She might share more details about her day, her thoughts, and her experiences, essentially giving you greater access to her inner world. One particularly telling sign is when she starts including you in different areas of her life. She might invite you to meet her friends, mention you to her family, or include you in activities that aren't directly related to how you originally met. When a woman starts integrating you into her broader social circle and life experiences, it's a strong indicator that she sees you as more than just a casual acquaintance. The psychology behind this behavior is rooted in what researchers call relationship escalation. When we're attracted to someone, we naturally want to deepen the connection and create more opportunities for bonding. A woman who's doing this is unconsciously moving your relationship toward greater intimacy and commitment, even if she hasn't consciously acknowledged her feelings yet. Let's discuss something that requires a more advanced level of emotional intelligence: reading the subtle ways a woman tests your masculine presence and leadership. These tests aren't conscious or malicious. They're instinctive behaviors that help her determine whether you possess the qualities she's naturally drawn to in a potential romantic partner. She might create small challenges or obstacles to see how you respond. For example, she might be slightly late to meet you, change plans at the last minute, or present you with a problem to see if you'll step up to help solve it. These aren't signs of disrespect or game playing. They're unconscious tests of your patience, flexibility, and problem-solving abilities. How you handle these situations tells her a lot about your character and emotional maturity. Pay attention to how she responds when you take the lead in situations. When you make decisions about where to go for dinner, suggest activities, or take charge of logistics, does she seem relieved and appreciative, or does she resist and try to take control herself? A woman who's attracted to masculine energy will typically appreciate confident leadership, while someone who's not interested will often resist or seem uncomfortable with your attempts to lead. David Dita's work on masculine and feminine polarity explains that feminine energy is naturally drawn to masculine presence and direction. When a woman is attracted to you, she'll often create opportunities for you to demonstrate these qualities. She might ask for your advice on decisions, seek your opinion on important matters, or look to you for guidance in uncertain situations. This isn't weakness or dependency. It's her way of inviting you to step into your masculine power and show her the qualities that create attraction. The ancient Stoics, particularly Epictetus, taught about maintaining emotional equilibrium regardless of external circumstances. This principle is crucial when reading attraction signals because it allows you to observe her behavior clearly without being thrown off by tests or challenges. When you maintain your composure and respond from a place of strength and wisdom, you're demonstrating exactly the kind of masculine presence that creates deep attraction. Here's something that will completely change your perspective on female attraction: understanding the difference between social politeness and genuine interest. Many men mistake basic courtesy and social pleasantness for romantic interest, while others miss clear signs of attraction because they seem too subtle to be meaningful. Learning to distinguish between these different types of behavior is essential for accurately reading women's true feelings. Social politeness is something women extend to most people in their lives. It's pleasant, friendly, and accommodating, but it lacks the special energy and attention that comes with romantic interest. When a woman is being socially polite, her attention is distributed equally among everyone present. Her energy level remains consistent, and her behavior follows predictable social scripts. Genuine attraction, on the other hand, creates a focused intensity that's completely different from general social pleasantness. When a woman is attracted to you, you become the center of her attention even in group settings. She'll track your movements around the room, laugh more at your comments than others, and find ways to engage with you even when she's supposedly talking to someone else. The key difference is in the quality of attention she gives you. Social politeness involves surface-level attention. She hears what you're saying and responds appropriately, but there's no deeper engagement. Romantic interest creates what psychologists call absorbed attention. She's not just hearing your words, she's studying your expressions, noticing your mannerisms, and becoming absorbed in your presence in a way that goes far beyond normal social interaction. Mystery, in his teachings about attraction, emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what he called courtesy IOIs and genuine IOIs. Courtesy indicators of interest are polite behaviors that women extend to most people, while genuine indicators reveal true emotional investment and attraction. Learning to tell the difference will save you from misreading situations and help you focus your energy on women who are actually interested in you. Let's explore something that requires sophisticated emotional awareness: reading the subtle ways attraction manifests in a woman's vulnerability and trust behaviors. When a woman is developing feelings for you, she begins to lower her emotional guard in ways that she doesn't with other people. These moments of vulnerability are some of the strongest indicators of genuine attraction, but they're also the most easily missed because they often appear as seemingly casual moments. Watch for times when she shares personal information that goes beyond normal social conversation. She might tell you about her fears, her dreams, her past disappointments, or her hopes for the future. This kind of emotional disclosure doesn't happen casually. It's a sign that she trusts you with her inner world and wants to create deeper intimacy between you. Notice how she responds when she's feeling uncertain or vulnerable. Does she seek your comfort and reassurance? Does she seem to relax when you're present during stressful situations? A woman who's attracted to you will often unconsciously look to you for emotional support and stability, especially during challenging times. This isn't neediness. It's a natural response to the security and comfort that attraction creates. Pay attention to physical vulnerability cues as well. She might let her guard down in small ways, yawning in your presence, getting comfortable and relaxed when you're together, or not feeling the need to maintain perfect composure around you. When someone is attracted to us, they naturally feel safer and more comfortable, which allows their authentic self to emerge. The great seductresses throughout history, from Cleopatra to Madame de Pompadour, understood that true seductive power comes from creating moments of genuine intimacy and connection. When a modern woman begins to show you her vulnerable side, she's unconsciously following the same patterns that have created deep attraction between men and women throughout human history. Here's something that will transform your understanding of attraction signals: learning to read the subtle ways a woman creates opportunities for escalation and deeper connection. When a woman is attracted to you, she doesn't just passively wait for things to happen. She actively, though often unconsciously, creates situations that allow the relationship to develop naturally. She might suggest activities that involve more intimate settings, inviting you to her place for dinner instead of meeting at a restaurant, suggesting a walk in a quiet park instead of a crowded cafe, or choosing movies or events that create opportunities for closeness and conversation. These suggestions aren't random. They're her way of creating the right environment for connection to deepen. Watch for the way she manages your time together. A woman who's attracted will often try to extend your interactions naturally. She might suggest one more drink when you're about to leave, take the long way when walking somewhere together, or find additional topics to discuss when a conversation is winding down. She's unconsciously trying to maximize the time you spend together because your presence creates positive emotions that she doesn't want to end. Notice how she positions herself during group activities. Even in social settings with multiple people, she'll find ways to create moments of one-on-one connection with you. She might sit next to you, suggest activities that pair you together, or create opportunities for private conversations within the larger group dynamic. The final piece of understanding female attraction signals involves recognizing the role of timing and context in how these behaviors manifest. Attraction signals don't exist in a vacuum. They're influenced by a woman's life circumstances, her personality type, her cultural background, and her past experiences with relationships. Some women are naturally more expressive and will show obvious signs of attraction early on. Others are more reserved and will reveal their feelings gradually over time. Some are confident and direct in their approach, while others prefer subtlety and mystery. Learning to read these individual differences while still recognizing the universal patterns of attraction is the mark of true expertise in understanding women. The Stoic principle of accepting what we cannot control while focusing on what we can control applies perfectly here. You cannot control whether a woman is attracted to you, but you can control your ability to recognize and appropriately respond to the signs she's giving you. You can develop your emotional intelligence, your powers of observation, and your understanding of human psychology to become someone who never misses these important signals again. What I've shared with you today represents years of research, observation, and practical experience in understanding the subtle language of female attraction. These aren't tricks or techniques. They're insights into the fundamental ways that human beings communicate interest and create connection. When you understand these patterns, you'll never again wonder whether a woman is interested in you. You'll know, and more importantly, you'll know what to do with that knowledge to create the relationships you truly want in your life.